Data is really GCP's strongest selling point. It's the pièce de résistance, if you will. It's...
I will.
I think it's really fascinating how not only do we kind of look at data in terms of like finance departments, how HR interpret the data, but how powerful it is for marketing. For instance, you can get cameras in shops that recognise footfall, look at the demographic of the customers entering in, and I think it's just fascinating that the lengths that it can go to increase the power of your business and to really grow it from there.
Data is effectively the lifeblood of any organisation that's serious about growth.
I like the analogy of a mountain, is that you have all these tiny little streams, data streams coming from the top of the mountain into one centralized lake where it all just lives happily together. And then from that point on, once it's in a data lake, it's really easy for us to go in and start getting, as Sean said, actionable insights from that data.
One of the biggest challenges that customers are going to have when they're starting this kind of journey is just identifying which path they're going to take on their data journey. Is probably the best thing that a customer could do, is to have that discovery call, lay all the cards out on the table, and discuss exactly what it is they're trying to achieve.
The only criterion of a data lake is that it's all your data in one place. It doesn't need to be very organized. It just means that you can access all your different data sources from one place, which is really, really powerful.
I'm sure I've heard the term data warehouse quite a lot historically, but this lake metaphor seems to be like a more recent thing. So what was the difference again between those?
You wouldn't want to build on top of a lake, but in this analogy, you would have a warehouse on top of a lake.
Exactly, yeah.
If it would be underwater.
yeah, for sure.
You know the data tools quite well, and we've used them before. We're able to advise the company's engineers as to how they could do it, but we've got people on board that can do it as well. So if this is a case of, I just want it done, you don't even have to know what tools we use, because GCP makes it easy for us, the partners, to deliver the outcomes that the organization needs. Creating a data pipeline from the development team's perspective can be as easy as spooling up a data fusion instance, which is just a SaaS product that Google literally sells as a part of GCP, where you can drag and drop different pipelines together, and it's kind of like an interactive editor for data extraction and loading.
How does the end user see their data? How do they actually access it?
That's one bit that we haven't really covered, right? All there is there's basically dashboard builders and there's dashboard viewers. And those who build these dashboards have the required permissions to dip into the database and start looking for insights, exploring. And then you've got the end users, the viewers.
There are features like drill down, which is where you can make the data more granular on certain metrics. And there's also cross-filtering. So that means that if I select maybe a piece of one certain chart, it will be used as a filter and it will be reapplied to the other charts as well. And it makes it really useful for getting the overall picture when there are all sorts of different factors overlapping. This is one which I've used a lot in the past for social media data, for example, because when you're trying to figure out what made a post perform well, there can be all sorts of things to take into account. There can be the category, the time you posted it. Effectively, a dashboard allows me to kind of filter on those metrics and see how do they perform in other areas. I suppose we should probably address the question of business intelligence versus data visualization. Data visualization, a single chart can be visualization, but that maybe isn't much use because it only gives you a small snapshot of what's at play. Whereas business intelligence, it encapsulates the whole thing.
And it doesn't have to be viewing it either. It can be automated processes based on your data. So you can have a checker against one of your columns in your database, let's say the sales that I make. And if we get over 1 million in sales during the year, I can have a process that's written that automates an automatic HR process. That means everyone gets a bonus, right? BI isn't just viewing the data on a dashboard, it's using that data to create workflows, to create actions, and dashboards are just a way to facilitate that on a human level.